Venezuela is located in northern South America on the Caribbean Sea. The country covers an area of approximately 912,000 square kilometers, more than twice the size of California, and has an estimated population of 32 million. The capital of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, named after independence fighter Simón Bolívar, is Caracas, located in the north. The country, known for its large oil reserves, has been in a deep economic and political crisis for years, which has caused about 20% of the population to leave the country. Venezuela is bordered by Colombia to the west, Brazil to the south, and Guyana to the east. Venezuela claims the Essequibo region as its own, a claim that was recently reaffirmed in a referendum. In the north, there is about 2,800 kilometers of coastline. Other neighboring countries are Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, and the ABC Islands, which belong to the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Venezuela itself also has several islands in the Caribbean Sea that are classified as Leeward Antilles. The largest of these are Isla Margarita and La Tortuga. The peninsula of Paraguaná is also located in the Caribbean Sea. The country's most important landscapes include the foothills of the Andes, especially the Sierra de Perijá and the Cordillera de Mérida, where the 4,978-meter high Pico Bolívar is located, and the Guiana Highlands, as well as the plains known as the Llanos. One is the Orinoco Basin and the Maracaibo Basin around the lake of the same name. In addition to the Orinoco, the country's most important river, the Rio Apure, and the Rio Caroni, including the Guri Reservoir, should also be mentioned. Climatically, Venezuela is located in the tropical zone, which is reflected in tropical rainforest climate in the south, followed by a monsoon climate, and finally, a tropical savanna climate in the north. Some mountainous areas have a temperate highland climate due to the higher altitude, and even higher areas have an alpine climate. Finally, there is a semi-arid steppe climate in the north and a very dry desert climate in smaller areas. Most of the population lives in the cities in the north of the country. The capital, Caracas, is also Venezuela's largest metropolitan area, with over 5 million inhabitants. It is followed by Maracaibo with about 3.5 million, Valencia with more than 2 million, Barquisimeto and Maracay with more than 1 million, and Barcelona with just under 1 million people in the metropolitan area. About half of Venezuelans are mestizos, descendants of European immigrants and the indigenous population. Just over 40% are considered white or descendant from Europeans. Indigenous people or people of African descent only make up a small percentage of the population. Spanish is the official language and mother tongue of more than 90% of the population. In addition, about 40 indigenous languages are spoken, some of which are recognized by the Constitution. The largest is Wayu, with over 100,000 speakers. Others include Warao and Pemon. The dominant religion is Christianity. 96% belong to the Roman Catholic Church and about 2% are Protestants. Venezuela entered a deep economic crisis in 2013. This was accompanied by economic instability and a sharp decline in economic output, extremely high inflation, political uncertainty, a sharp rise in poverty, and social tensions. Despite the country's abundant natural resources and great potential, it now ranks last in terms of competitiveness and economic freedom. It is estimated that more than half of the population now lives in poverty. About a quarter of the country's land is used for agriculture, with sugarcane, tropical fruits, coffee, cocoa, rice, and corn being the main crops. Livestock, especially cattle, and fishing are also important. Venezuela has significant oil reserves and is one of the world's largest oil producers. The oil sector dominates the economy and contributes a significant portion of the national income. In addition to oil, there are also deposits of natural gas, coal, iron, bauxite, and gold. In addition to the petrochemical industry, the most important industrial sectors include metal smelting, aluminium production is an important industry, and food processing. The automotive industry has been hit hard by the economic crisis. Services are the largest economic sector in Venezuela today. Banking, insurance, and trade are important components of this sector. Information technology has also gained importance, especially in the field of telecommunications. Tourism also plays a role, and important destinations include the capital Caracas, the Salto Angel waterfall in Canaima National Park, the historic old town of Coro, also known as New Augsburg in the 16th century and now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, or Isla Margarita and the Los Roques archipelago for beach tourism. The main international airport is located in Caracas. 3 cities have subway lines. An expansion of the rail network is planned but seems difficult to implement due to the crisis. The main ports are La Guaira and Puerto Cabello. This concludes my brief overview of Venezuela. Thanks for watching. Until next time.